Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna be working on the Z. Just in case want to tag along or anything, just keep watching. I'm gonna be replacing the bands on the Z, and I'm put a lightweight crank pulley on it, and also do a pulley delete. We got a little spacer right here. First thing you're gonna do, obviously, pop the hood. What you wanna do? Me, I have zip ties on my bumper, quick release. So first thing I'm gonna do is take all this shit off. That way it'll be easier for me whenever I get down there and take off all this shit. Because if you're too low, whenever you're trying to lift, which I lift from over there, from down there, see you don't got no clearance to lift your jack. Still doable, but you're gonna make it harder on yourself. Take all your bolts off, or in my case, zip ties. Should come straight off. I had got one in there. Now you see, once we have the bumper off, you got way more clearance, so you can just lift the car. Don't forget to put your jack stands on the side of your car. Try to mount them as high as you can. That way there's a less drop on it. Try to put on the little metal lip right there. You got to add another one to the other side, same place. So please don't forget to lock it up. They mostly always have a lock like this. You just stick it in there. That you can just take off your jack slowly. Drop your car slow. You can take off your jack now. So while I was under there, I seen why my car was making some noise while I was driving. Look at that. This is my fucking coilover, bro. The bolt was coming out, and I was driving like that. That happened. I fell. Had to disconnect this shit to drop it. That way we can just make some pressure on there and take off the bolt, and then we can find the right nut for it. What I had to do was get a pry bar, put it up there, pull it up a little bit. That way I could screw it back in. And now I'm just gonna have to find nut in the washer so I could put it in there. This is the one from up here that we loosened up so we could have some play in it. But yeah, back from my local store. I got a nut in the washer. Already put it back in. I'm gonna have to use something to hold on the nut over here while I put the Allen key in there and twist it. I'm gonna use the Allen key on this side. Now I'll put a wrench on this side. That way to hold it on, and you twist on this side with your Allen key. That, put the wrench, just hold it down, twist it on. Like that, it's back on. Hopefully it won't come off again. I don't know why it came off in the first place. But yeah, I'm gonna re-tighten this and then get back to what I was doing with the belts. Thing up here, you put your 14 mil, hold it down, and you use your, what is it, 7/8 to tighten it up. I'm gonna give you a little cold start just so y'all can hear how bad this band sounded. It would also squeak whenever driving on the highway, whenever you got off, you know, first gear, second gear, sometimes even third. This band is just done for, as you can see. It ate up a whole tooth of it in the back. I don't know if you can see, but right here you can see the whole thing right there. I could just bend it. There ain't no more tooth in there. And yeah. So back to removing the belt. This right here on the driver's side, this is your tensioner. You gotta unbolt this one first before you mess with this. This is the one that actually puts the tension on it. You gotta unbolt this one first, and then it will drop a little bit. You'll see. This is the crank pulley we're gonna replace. So bear with me. Just in case, it's a 14 millimeter too for this one, for your tensioner pulley. You do need a 12 to take this bolt or loosen it off. You need a 12. All right guys, you're gonna need a 14 millimeter to take that tensioner pulley off on the passenger side, and also you're gonna need a 12 to take off this one on the passenger side. You just need to loosen them up. You don't gotta take them all the way off. But since I'm also gonna be doing the small belt for the AC, just since I already got it with the kit, you're gonna do the exact same thing on this pulley, which is I already loosened it up, as you can see. Just loosened it up from here and from here. You can see it already has play on it. You do the same thing on both sides. If you're gonna do the same thing I did, if you're only gonna do water pump, or you're gonna do your alternator, something like that, or for the crank, is this one on passenger side. Driver side is your AC. And yeah, on the AC side, which is the driver side, after you do loosen it, you could drop it if you want to. If not, I mean, yeah, you could just drop it. You can see that's your tensioner right there. If you get it loose, it does come out easier from the top. Just letting you know. That one's off, and this one will be off next. It's already loosened up, like you can see. I just gotta take it out of there. But yeah, it's easier from the top. My seat belt was good, but look at the crank belt. It was done for, man. It was about time to replace it. So out with the old. Take off the crank, which is this big wheel right here. Let me get under the car. They do sell or let you borrow real expensive tool to take it out, but there's another way to do it. Works a lot of the times, as long as it's not too rusty. What you want to do, which I've already done so it doesn't just spin your motor, is put it in 6th gear. Once you put it in 6th gear, it should be good enough for you to put your ratchet wrench in there and just go to town with it. Loosen it up. So we'll need a 19 millimeter fit on there. Once you have it on there, look for something to pry on, because it's going to be really tough to get out. You might have to push it out with your foot or something, because it's going to be really fucking tight. You can tell it's on there. I have to start pushing my foot. It's really tight, man. Just keep trying until you get it. So you guys can tell, it's really tight. Dang it. So since it's giving me a lot of problems and already broke the ratchet from the bottom, we are gonna try to use a thicker one from the top. I already put some WD-40 and I'm about to torch it from the bottom. See if it loosens up a little bit and get it out. A torch on it.
The fucking ratchet didn't fucking come out.
Yeah. So it looks like the torch method was the winner. Watch this shit come out, just the head, bro.
Hello? I think it does not want to see that come out.
Just throw some WD-40. Torched it up for a little good while. It came out, it had a bunch of sealing on it. That's why mine was a little hard to come out. But yeah. Just pry bar the pulley out. The crank pulley, and should be fun. It looks like it's moving already though. It's like that with a pry bar. This was the easiest part. Just take it out. We did that. Gotta remove, delete this tensioner. Take out those 3 bolts. There's 2 on top and 1 in the bottom right there. that one right there, that one, and that one up there. Once you take this one out, the kit does have a small spacer on this bag. It's a direct spacer from a Nissan. So yeah, this will go right here, replacing this brace. I'm having problems fitting the ratchet down there with this on, so we took off the little bolts on the side, which are 10 millimeter. That way we can make it easier on ourselves to go down there. Top 17, this bottom is a 17, and this one right here is a 14 millimeters. So you got it loose, just wiggle that bitch out. There you go. Throw the motherfucker. You get your spacer right there where you removed it, and just wiggle it in there. On the new one, it's gonna have a little hole right there, like this one right here. You basically have to align it with the bar in there. And once you do that, you put your bolt in with the 19, and then just slowly start putting it in. Once you align it, it should just go under smooth like this. You don't gotta add too much pressure. Just do it easily, and it should go in by itself. You don't gotta hammer it, you don't gotta hit it. Just align it, and then just ratchet that bitch on. Once you get it tight, good enough, it's time for putting your AC belt on first. Or if you only took off your crank and water, you put that one on. But I took off both, so I'm putting on the AC first. Put your new bands on. You gotta go through the bottom. Tying your tensioner back on from passenger side, and do the same thing over there on the driver's side. Same thing right there. Yo, what's up guys? This is day 2. I finished yesterday because we went to go get some food, and it got a little too late. It shouldn't be more than a 2 to 3 hour job anyways, but went to get food. It got too dark, and you know, out here in Texas it's getting cold, so yeah, we're just gonna wrap it up. Literally just tighten everything up, put back the wheel, put on the bumper back on, and that should be it. I'll show you how it starts now. First of all, I did have to find something to lay on, as I can tell it's a little wet and cold out here in Texas today. That's ice and water, but yeah, let's get on with it. Now all I have left is to tighten this thing down. I was having problems with it moving. What I had to do was tighten up the bolt on the tensioner first. That way this thing wouldn't move around, because it wanted to just come out like non-stop. So I tightened up that bolt on the driver's side. This is the AC side. I tightened it up and it stopped. It didn't give it any more play. So I got it tight enough, but I got a problem with this shit. As y'all can see, one side's falling down. I might have to get another bracket later on. What I did is I just put a little zip tie on there, just tighten it up, you know, push it down, just tight enough to have the belt good enough on there, it won't fall off. And yeah, that should be it. Now I'm just gonna put my wheel on, and I'll turn on the car to see how it sounds now. Put on the wheel and the front bumper. Just put my wheel back on. Now just put on the bumper. Well, you saw the ugly drilled holes and all that stuff to put you know, some of these in there to hold it down. Also my quick release. So all right, now that I got my bumper zip tied, or whatever's left of my bumper, I'm just gonna cut the tips and put it down on the ground, start it up for you. I've been having issues with this thing, keep getting loose on me. It's also because my battery's just literally just sitting there though. So I'm trying to see if I can tighten this down and see if I can fix this somehow from it moving so much when I'm driving. So what I did, I just ended up tightening it. I don't know if you have the same you know, connectors as I do, but I just used a 12.5 inch, and I could just tighten both of them up, and now it's nice and secure. But yeah, Now it's just time for me to lower the car, start it up for y'all, and take the bottle out. I lifted the car, took off the jack stands from both sides, and now I'm gonna drop it. But remember, it has a little clearance, so whenever you drop it, make sure it's all the way down before you fuck up your bumper more than mine is. Car's back on the floor. Now I'm gonna just start it up. I did have the W1 gauges on here. I could probably post a picture so I can show y'all. That's why my gauges are all moved. I messed it up. I didn't actually do it properly, but I can make a video later on to show you how to open up these gauges. And if you want to replace them, like I did, I'm not going to replace them because I already took off the ones that I had on before. I might buy some later on in the future whenever I have some money. But yeah, I can show that. That's why I said 3,000 RPMs. It's messed up, and that's why it says I'm going 30 miles per hour while I'm stationary. Yeah, these two and those two are messed up, but it's a really easy fix. I can show y'all later on in another video. But for now, let's drive. It's a 30-minute drive, nothing but freeways.